What was Job's biggest flaw? Was it that he claimed he had no sin? Do we? Let's begin in Job 31. Did Job understand some things that Jesus later taught in the Sermon on the Mount? I promised myself never to stare with desire at a young woman. God all-powerful punishes men who do that. In fact, God sends disaster on all who sin, and He keeps a close watch on everything I do. Did Job challenge those who might accuse him of falsehood, of turning aside from the way? If I've walked with falsehood and my foot has hastened to deceit, let me be weighed in a just balance, and let God know my integrity. If my step has turned aside from the way, and my heart has gone after my eyes, and if any spot has stuck to my hands, then let me sow and another eat, and let what grows for me be rooted out. Did Job ever commit adultery? Did he consider that to be worthy of punishment? If my heart has been seduced by my neighbor's wife, or I've lurked at his door, let my own wife grind grain for another man, and let other men sleep with her, for that would be a disgrace. It would be a crime deserving punishment. For it's a fire that consumes down to Abaddon. It would destroy my entire harvest. Did Job treat his servants well? Did he treat them as equals before God? If I've refused to help my male and female servants when they complain against me, what will I do when God stands up to act? When He asks the questions, how will I answer Him? The one who made me in the womb made them too, didn't He? Didn't the same one prepare each of us in the womb? Was Job stingy toward the poor, or cold-hearted toward the widow? If I've withheld the poor from their desire, or have caused the eyes of the widow to fail, or have eaten my morsel myself alone, and the fatherless has not eaten thereof, from my youth he was brought up with me, as with a father, and I've guided her from my mother's womb. If I've seen any perish for want of clothing, or any poor without covering, if his loins have not blessed me, and if he were not warmed with the fleece of my sheep, if I've lifted up my hands against the fatherless, when I saw my help in the gate, then let my arm fall from my shoulder blade, and my arm be broken from the bone. For destruction from God was a terror to me, and by reason of His highness I could not endure. Did Job trust in gold or wealth? Or did he worship the sun and the moon? If I've put my confidence in gold, and called fine gold my trust, if I've been glad because my wealth was great, and because my hand had found so much, if I've looked at the sun when it shone, or the moon going in splendor, and my heart became secretly enticed, and my hand threw a kiss from my mouth, that too would have been an iniquity calling for judgment, for I would have denied God above. Did Job rejoice when enemies were cursed, or refuse hospitality to strangers? Have I rejoiced at the misfortune of my enemy, or become excited when evil found him? No, I've not allowed my mouth to sin, by asking for his life in a curse. Have the people of my tent not said, who can find one who's not been satisfied with his meat? The stranger has not spent the night outside, for I've opened my doors to the traveler. Was Job prepared to answer any of his accusers in great detail? If I've concealed my sin as people do, by hiding my guilt in my heart, because I so feared the crowd, and so dreaded the contempt of the clans, that I kept silent and would not go outside. Oh, that I had someone to hear me! I sign now my defense. Let the Almighty answer me. Let my accuser put his indictment in writing. Surely I would wear it on my shoulder. I would put it on like a crown. I would give him an account of my every step. I would present it to him as to a ruler. How did Job conclude his arguments, proclaiming his innocence? If my land cries out against me, and its furrows weep together, if I've eaten its fruit without money, or caused its owners to lose their lives, then let thistles grow instead of wheat, and weeds instead of barley. The words of Job are ended. Of course we should practice the truth and live in the light, but can any of us really claim we're without sin? So we're lying if we say we have fellowship with God, but go on living in spiritual darkness. We're not practicing the truth. But if we're living in the light, as God is in the light, then we have fellowship with each other, and the blood of Jesus, his Son, cleanses us from all sin. If we claim we have no sin, we're only fooling ourselves and not living in the truth. What was Job's biggest problem? Was it that he claimed he had no sin? Do we? You decide.